And welcome to the Howard Eskin Show on this live, as we are live on Saturday morning. It's the day after another brutal Phillies loss, but we'll get into that. And today's show, and every one of these shows, Howard Eskin Show, is presented by Stillwell Financial Advisors. Jeff Stillwell's your guy. I'm telling you, he is your guy. You know, everybody wants to find a way to do the right things with the money, especially in today's world, the way this country's things are going around in this country. You want to try to find the ways to save. And Stillwell Financial Advisors, Jeff Stillwell can help you. Not only is he a sports fan, but that's not well, that's a good thing. But the good thing is he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about, and he can help a lot of people out there, and he can help you. And there's a number, 732. If you don't see it and you're just listening, 732 343 0813, 732 343 0813. Jeff Stillwell can be your guy. We're going to talk, and it's me and you today. We were going to have Dante Stallworth on, and we'll have him on in the future. I don't know if we can get him on our next show on Wednesday, but we'll have him on at some point. Interesting guy. He's had interesting things happen throughout his career. Good guy, but his travel back from the Ron Jaworski golf tournament, he lives in the Washington, D.C. area, was a issue. So he's not going to be with us today, but it's me and you. And I really do have some serious questions for you, the fan, the listener, the viewer, whatever it is. And there's a lot of people, obviously, from the Philadelphia area. There's people from outside the area who listen, who are Philadelphia sports fans. And we have got to talk about the Phillies. And there's some things that are not good signs, and we're going to run them. We're going to run them all down. We're going to talk about the NBA. It was a good first game in the NBA Finals, but it just shows you these teams are so far ahead of the Sixers, and we're going to talk about that. And it still has got to annoy you, the player that they could have had that they didn't have, because that fraud and that con man who makes all the personnel decisions for the Sixers, Daryl Morey, is a joke. He's a joke. And you talk to people in the NBA, and they love the fact that he's running things for the Sixers, because they know the Sixers are not an issue. But we'll get into all that. But first, I want to talk about our wonderful partners and people that are nice enough to be sponsors on this fine program. Cut the Cord with Jason, Piazza Property Pros, and Audi Westchester. And Audi Westchester, and usually on Saturdays, if people are going out to look and buy a car, and I know the weather in the Philadelphia area could be iffy, but inside is nice. And I know you want to take a test drive, but Audi Westchester is a fun place. You'll have fun inside. You can grab some coffee, get some snacks, have fun with the people there. It's a brand new facility, and it's really a low pressure or no pressure. Forget about low pressure. It's no pressure, pressure-free sales environment. And because they're part of the mainline automotive group, you'll have access to the largest selection of new and pre-owned Audi vehicles in the tri-state area. Audi Westchester, 1421 Wilmington Pike, right outside Westchester there. That's why they're called Audi Westchester. They're right outside Westchester. Or check them out on the internet. And by the way, still have some Q8s left, $7,000 off Q8s in stock. And if you have a home somewhere else and you want to get the car somewhere else, you want to purchase it at Audi Westchester, they can ship anywhere. Audi Westchester, and check them out on the internet, AudiWestchester.com. That's AudiWestchester.com. Also, the summer is here, as we noticed by the heat. And Piazza Property Pros, if you wait till now, I mean, they have a lot of people that use them for a lot of different things. One is to build a pool, one is to renovate your pool. 25 years of experience, whether it's landscaping. They did some landscaping for me, pool maintenance. Uh, they're going to do it all for me because I trust them. Because with 25 years of experience, they don't subcontract. It's their people. They know their stuff. And you can talk to them and they'll try to work within your budget. And I'm sure they can. For a free consultation, 610-566-2608, 610-566-2608. Check them out on the internet, piazzaoutdoor.com. Piazza Property Pros make your backyard and your property really nice and an environment that you want to be around in the summer months and even in the fall. All right. You want to save money on your cable? You can do that with Jason. Cut the cord with Jason, saves money on your cable, set up less expensive internet service, streaming services, which include all the local and national channels. You'll still get to see all the Philadelphia Pro games. I don't know that you want to watch the Phillies, but you can do it these days. I don't know that you want to watch the Phillies, but whatever. You have a second home that you want to hook up. It's part of one bill. Both houses on the same bill, same price. For more information and save yourself lots of money, call Jason to cut the cord, 215-801-5858, 801-215-801-5858. All right. Let's deal with the Phillies. And I'm going to ask you this question. And if you want to join the program and talk about it, Phillies fans cannot be happy. Phillies won only 3 of their last 11 games. I see by JC Sports. Yeah, I know. And another JC Sports says, get rid of Brandon Marsh. Get rid of who? Nobody wants him. But you got to, Justin Crawford, maybe they just don't feel he's ready. Maybe they just don't feel he's ready. It's just, I mean, whatever. They are not, when you look at the batting averages, oh, I know baseball people don't care about batting average, which is total BS. That is BS. When you look at their lineup, and I'm going to run down their batting averages here because it's really just it's a joke, is what it is. It's a joke. Let me just give you the lineup that they ran out there last night, which was a total farce, and they lose to the Pirates. The Pirates score in the 9th. They really don't have a closer. The bullpen is a problem. And before I even get to Bryce Harper, let me just run down the batting averages. Okay, Trey Turner's hitting all right. Defensively, he's below average, but he's hitting all right. So you live with that. Schwarber's going to be what Schwarber is. Schwarber's going to be, he's going to hit home runs. He's actually hitting for a higher average than he normally does at 255. Alec Bohm hitting okay. He's doing okay. But now you got Castellanos. Yep. But then you go below that. Realmuto, who I think he's done. He can still catch, but I love the way he started kneeling behind the plate, which is not really good at blocking balls. And now he throws a second base when he tries to throw out runners. That's like the new thing because maybe he just feels he can't get at the second base and it be as strong. All right. Sosa. Okay. He's okay. Hitting 281, but he's not, when Harper's in there, he's not going to play that much. Stott, I thought would be better, 244, but here's where you have a problem. Weston Wilson is hitting 161. How can a player be in a starting lineup and hit 161? 161. Then you get Brad Marsh is hitting 213. Oh, he had a home run. The Phillies were down 17-2 to Toronto, and he hits a home run in the 9th inning against a pitcher that's probably no better than a double-A pitcher because they just throw in for mop-up garbage time. Brad Marsh is probably a 5th outfielder for most teams. Weston Wilson shouldn't even be on a major league team. And then Rojas, and I'm going to play it some of the things Rojas is hitting 240. He's just a guy. He's a fourth outfielder. And then Kepler is hitting 213, and he's your left fielder a lot of the times. This is a joke. But here, let me get to an issue that I think is going to be an issue, and it's Bryce Harper. But before we get to Bryce Harper, I just want you to look at some of the things that happened last night that are not good for the Phillies. I think Rojas is probably an above average center fielder, but on a play, on a triple, and let's look at that play last night with the Pirates when they score, because they hit a triple that Rojas doesn't get to. He probably, and the announcer said on the air that he should get it. If we have that play, Joe, first play of the Phillies
center field. Long run, Rojas, and he's not going to get there. Glances off his glove. Gonzalez heads to third, and Nicky G going to be into third base with a triple with one out. That's big.
All right, so now we look at that play. We look at that play and watch the replay.
Probably,
he
could not snare it.
He had
once
it,
he got to it. It was
he
just
slowed
out
down.
of his reach, ticking off the end of.
A really good center fielder is supposed to catch that ball because he gets to it. So that's one play, and that led to a run. So that tied up the game. And then here, the ninth inning, the Pirates had the bases loaded with no outs against Romano. First two guys get on. So you got to be ready for the bunt, right? You've got to be ready for the bunt. And the batter squared around before the pitch against Romano. And you got to be ready for the bunt. And apparently, like Sosa's playing third base, you got to come in. You can't worry that if the runner's going to steal, he's going to steal. But if you bunt him, you can't let the player get a hit. All right, let's take a look at this bunt in the ninth inning.
It is a fair ball. It's a bunt hit, and the bases are loaded. How about that? Kiner Falefa.
Bunt base hit. Phillies are in trouble.
That is remarkable.
Yeah, boy, it couldn't be any better. Looks like it was going to go foul. And
the spin.
Look at the spin. Yep, brought it back in.
The difference there, and it was a great bunt. And it, I think to be foul, it has to completely cross the foul line. And it didn't completely cross the foul line. And then most fields are set up that way, I think maybe for drainage, where along the lines there, it kind of comes back in. But regardless of that, the Phillies don't have a lot of players on their team, a lot of players. They have very few players that can bunt. So now you have the bases loaded. Romano gets the next guy out. And then, all you got to do is make contact. And the Pirates did that with the bases loaded. Romano's not a closer. And now they're using him as a closer. And here's the play that just wrapped it up for the Pirates. 4-4. They came back twice to tie the game, down 1-0 and down 4-2. They came back twice because the Phillies, and they didn't have a starter because Wheeler's away on maternity leave. But regardless of that, you got to have somebody better to be able to start than Ross. But here is the play that wrapped it up. And it's all about whether it's a fly ball or not. It's all about making
a little lob shot over that drawn in
for the Pirates
Gonzalez
to win the game.
Sends it out to deep left field. This is going to win the game for the Pirates. Caught on the warning track. Frazier can trot home to score. And Nick Gonzalez produces the run that wins it for the Pirates.
Sac fly. Raise the Jolly Roger. The Pirates walk it off against the Philadelphia Phillies.
You know what? It's just so brutal. And the Phillies, I don't care what. Romano's just not a closer. He's just not a closer. So you make contact, which a lot of times the Phillies, they had the bases loaded with no out, and it came down to Trey Turner because the bottom of the lineup is so bad. But so that's it. All right, and again, I'm inviting you, and I assume we put up the link for people to join us. Joe, did we put up the link for people to join us? I want to hear what your thoughts about the Phillies. So RG says, I'm glad I wasn't watching. 2 walk-offs this week. Yeah, I see that with another comment. 2 walk-offs this week. But the Harper situation for Phillies fans should be a little troubling. Now, he's out from what the manager said, and at least he's straight up with the injury situation. Harper has soreness in his right wrist. Now, this is after he got hit in the elbow and he had, I don't know if it was inflammation, whatever. Here's an issue that I can see with Bryce Harper. And the issue is he signed a 13-year contract. And that's all well and good that he signed a 13-year contract for him, because his agent, Scott Boras, how about, when you think about it, I'm going to detour here a little bit. When his agent wanted an extension, a couple of years ago, because he's not being paid enough right now this year. He's got 13 years guaranteed. He's going to be making $30 million a year for the last 4 years, where I would bet he's really not worth $13 million a year. Not worth $13 million a year. It's just, it's just ridiculous to think. Now think about this. Bryce Harper has 6 years left on his contract. He's been hurt the last two years. It's just, he's been hurt the last 2 years, so he's getting hurt. If you're a Phillies fan, you really have to be worried. I would think you have to be worried about Bryce Harper. You have to be worried about Bryce Harper. He's got 6 years left. He's been hurt the last 2 years. He's in his 30s. So 6 years left. He'll be close to 40 years old. And physically, the way he swings, I'll use the term violent. He's got a violent swing. The way he swings, he's going to get hurt. And that is an issue. It's interesting that Bryce Harper now has soreness in his right wrist after he goes 0 for 10, 0 for his last 10 before this, with 5 strikeouts. He had 5 strikeouts in 2 games, but it's a home run at the beginning of the first game of the Toronto series. And then after that, he goes dark. If you're a Phillies fan, so my question to you, it's pretty simple. When you look at this Phillies team, and they've had a 4-game winning streak, a 4-game losing streak, they're 12 and it's either 17 or 18 against winning teams. And they're going to play a lot more winning teams from now on this season. They're not good enough to get to the World Series. They can bring up young players and they can make trades, but you've got to have your key people being able to do the job. The Phillies have built this team on home runs, and they're not hitting a lot of home runs. Bryce Harper has 9 home runs. If the Phillies, I see a comment here. If the Phillies make a move before the trade deadline, I have zero confidence in Dombrowski. He says, I know Crawford and only played 49 AAA games. That's probably the reason they're not bringing him up. You bring him up, and he's right. You bring him up, and he can't be worse. He cannot be worse than what they have in the lineup now in center field or left field. It is Brad Marsh should not start 40 games a year, and he starts more than that. Brad Marsh, and that was a bad trade by the Phillies. This is just. Do you have confidence that this team can? I'll say can be a World Series team. Do you have confidence in that? By the way, I will have a question from something that is said during today's show. We had a question from the last show where you can win a pair of Oakley sunglasses. And I made it 2 shows. You have to answer both questions correctly. The last show when I had Mike Quick on, I asked a question. It was a pretty simple question. What player stopped talking to Mike Quick after he made a comment about him on the air? That was the last show. And we're going to have a question from this show. And we are going to include both those questions. Submit your entry. You know, these glasses are worth about $200. So we're making it a little tougher. Answer both questions. Submit it by Monday night at midnight. And we'll announce a winner on the show on Wednesday. But do you have confidence in the Phillies? I think I see somebody has joined the show. Is that Tony? Tony, are you there, brother? Okay, yeah, just the audio. That's fine. If you don't want to be on camera, that's cool too. Why don't we put Tony up? If that's right, just put Tony up without the video. I'm okay with that. I can talk to Tony. Tony. Is Tony there? Joe. Hey, Tony, how are you? Do you have a good internet connection there, Tony? Okay. Re-click on. Make sure you have a good internet connection, Tony. The internet's part of who doesn't have a good internet connection. Yo, Tony says, yo, Tony. No, it's just how can you have confidence in this team to make it to the World Series? I just don't believe you can have confidence. And why? And the answer, I guess the next question would be, if you have confidence that the Phillies can make the World Series, it just, I love this comment by Charles. Charles says, like any good business, you got to have horses in the barn, and there's no horses in the barn. That's the way you want to put it. With the Belmont, good horse play with good horse. It's just good play on horses with the Belmont today. All right, and there's some other things that I want to talk about, and we will. I want to address the comment made by Andrew Brandt, and where the commissioner's not happy, and Andrew's just telling us what's going on. Okay, let's try Tony again. Tony, are you there? Okay, all right, Tony, you get better internet. I mean, that's all I can tell you, Tony, because I'd love to have you. I'd love to have you on the show. Get better internet, and when he's good and ready. All right, I want to talk about the comment that Andrew Brandt made, and he made a comment on one of the shows in the last, I guess it was a week and a half ago, that that about the Eagles kind of not playing within the, just the reality of the cap, and in the, in the way the cap was set up, because they have all these voidable years. We'll get to that. I see Bob has joined the program. Bob, Bob, you're on. Bob, how are you? Bob's there, but Bob, he's what? This is not that tough. Let me explain this to people. When you click on the link, this is not that tough. Hey, listen, I've had some athletes that I'm shocked that they've done this that easily. Click on the link. If you don't want to be on camera, turn the camera off. If you just want to talk and be on audio, you do that. So I'm trying to include you in the show. It, it, it's just Tony, 3 times is a charm. If Tony's there, but 3 times, this is it, Tony. If you're not on this, there you go, Tony. How are you? I just heard you, Tony. Tony, just talk. Just talk, Tony. Just talk. Okay. Tony, I mean, it's just, you just talk. Once you're on, you just talk. All right. Let me show you something here. There's a chart by Spot Rack that put up the teams that sign players to voidable years. Now the Eagles are not at the top of the list, but they're there. Let's put up that full screen. All right, you see New Orleans. This is the number of players. So the Eagles are not first, but they're up there. They sign what they do is they sign players to long contracts. With the signing bonus, you spread it out, knowing they're not going to be there probably the last couple of years. You pay down the line, but you've got to make good draft picks to make sure you have players at lower salaries to be able to do that. So there's a couple of interesting things with this chart. All right, the Saints are the top with 21 players they've signed with basically voidable years. And so they're ahead of the Eagles, who have signed 20 players. That's a lot of players. But the Eagles are going to, they're going to pay the piper down the end. And they know that, and they're okay with that. The Saints are okay with that. But what the Saints don't have, and you've got to do well in the draft, but you got to have a good quarterback. And the Saints don't have a quarterback. So the Eagles are second. The Browns have not done a good job with signing players to voidable years. And they've tried, but they don't have a quarterback either because they signed a really bad quarterback in Deshaun Watson. So they don't have a quarterback. The Buffalo Bills are just like a step away from getting to the Super Bowl. So they're effective, but they have a quarterback. That's the difference. The Detroit Lions, I don't know if they'll sign more with that. But here's what is interesting. The Dallas Cowboys probably make more money than any team in the NFL. And Jerry Jones just won't spend it. What he did is he spent money on a quarterback. It was a terrible contract. But if you look down the list, you see the Dallas Cowboys only have 4 players on their contract with voidable years. Only 4. And that's a problem. That's a problem because you've got to, I mean, it's a way of life. If other teams are going to do it, then the Cowboys have to do it. And the Cowboys suck. They made a mistake with signing the quarterback, and they suck. Pittsburgh Steelers, I don't know why they don't do it. And by the way, signing Aaron Rodgers is not going to get the Pittsburgh Steelers to anywhere that they want to go. I mean, the fact that they're desperate. Aaron Rodgers at one time was a great quarterback. I thought he was the best in the NFL, better than Tom Brady. But now he's just a pain in the ass. His years are done. And the Steelers, they'll struggle to make the playoffs. It's a joke to sign Aaron Rodgers. But they're so pathetic at quarterback. The Giants, they have money, but they don't spend it. They've got a terrible front office. Patriots have money, but they don't spend it. Why is Bob Kraft so cheap? The Bears have some money. The Chargers have some money. Tennessee, I'm not sure. Kansas City, they have money, and they have a quarterback, and they're going to have to start doing these things with voidable years. They're just going to have to start doing it because I don't think they're anywhere near a Super Bowl appearance again. Seattle, I'm not sure what their financial situation is, but teams like Cincinnati have no money. Atlanta, he's got money, but they don't make the money of other teams. Josh Harris is cheap with the Commanders. He's cheap. He just wants to make money and not spend money. You can see that with the Sixers. Well, he spent money, but have to spend up to a certain point. So, and there's teams that really, I don't know that Arizona has it. I don't know if Carolina has it or Jacksonville or Tampa, but I understand it. But just because you sign players to voidable years doesn't mean, and that's not the spirit of the salary cap. That's not the spirit of the salary cap. But so just to kind of point that out, the Eagles are at the top of the list, but so other teams are doing it too. All right. Well, Tony, actually, you think Tony's going to work? This is it, Tony. This is it. That's because I have patience as a virtue. And then Cowboy Jim's waiting on the line, but I'm going to make him wait because he's a stupid, pathetic Cowboy fan. Tony, let's try it. Tony, what the hell is going on?
Tony, right?
Your internet sucks, Tony. But other than that, so all right.
T-Mobile, what can I do?
It's not T-Mobile. Well, whatever. I'm not going to rip a company. All right, Tony. Here was one of my questions: are the Phillies good enough to get to the World Series?
No.
And why don't you think they're not good enough?
They just they're not motivated. They just don't have any,
wait a minute. Not motivated. The manager said after the game. Oh, wait a minute. Rob Thompson said after the game, they keep on fighting. They keep on grinding.
Oh, they didn't fight.
Grind
How you let the ball just sit there in front of you like that? Going to roll out. Hope it would roll out of bounds. You pick that ball up and you throw to first base no matter what.
Well, but it was such a good. Well, I'm not so sure of that.
He'd let the guy have it.
No, here's the problem with that play. They knew they were going to bunt first and second, nobody out. All you want to do is get a runner to third, because if you hit a ball in the air somewhere, they're going to score the run. So you move the runners up and the runner up in the scoring position at third. He's already in scoring position, moving to third base. You knew he was going to bunt. He squared around before the pitch. The third baseman's not really, he plays everywhere. And Sosa's done a nice job for the Phillies. But you got to be charging. I don't care if the guy steals third. I don't care. You've got to be charging, and you got to be there. And he was not there. That was the problem. And the Phillies they have very few players that can bunt. Looks like the Pirates do. They have a player that can bunt.
Maybe they should send Bryce Harper back down to the minor leagues again. Maybe that'll,
Well, even when he goes to rehab, even when he's rehabbing, he won't go to the minor leagues. And it's his call. It's his call. So yeah. He won't go. But are you worried about Bryce Harper for 6 more years?
When you were talking about keeping, it was between Schwarber and him. You might have a point. I think Schwarber does look like he have a little more life in him.
Well, they're going to re-sign Schwarber. I don't know if they're going to re-sign Realmuto, and if they do, it's got to be really cheap. He's not going to like it. But Realmuto, he can still catch, and I guess he's worried about his arm getting the ball to second base. So now the new thing is to bounce it to second base. So whatever the case may be, but he's offensively, he's shot. He's shot. He's shot.
Why didn't, if Bryce remember he had surgery on the arm, why didn't he have a protector on that arm?
Well, I guess he feels it inhibits his swing. I can't answer that. Hey, wait a minute. Baseball, these guys armor up all the time. It's the game. I mean, it's part of the game. So, it was but he probably stayed out longer than he should. And soreness in his right wrist or tenderness or whatever the hell it is, not playing. So, you're not playing the whole weekend. It's against the Pirates. So you shouldn't, if they lose 2 out of 3 to the Pirates and now they have to split the next 2, they lose 2. And I don't know if you're going to get their best pitcher because he only gave up 1 run the last time he pitched against them. So I don't know if he's scheduled for this. Let me just check to see if he's scheduled in this series. So he would pitch on Sunday if he does. Skeens is pitching on Sunday. So that's not going to be really good for the Phillies. So they're going to have a tough time against a bad team. Phillies against winning teams are not very good.
You think they regret getting rid of Cody Clemens already? You think?
Well, Cody Clemens would be better than what they have now. I'd rather have him. I don't know why they got rid of Cody Clemens, because maybe they just felt they had too many left-handers. I would have gotten rid of Brad Marsh and sent him down and just kept Cody Clemens. I forget what they got for Cody Clemens, but it doesn't make any difference. Hey, Tony, thanks for being a part of the show. And next time we'll make sure that your internet is better. All right. Hey, have a great weekend.
All right, you too, Howard. See you later.
Take care. All right. Yeah, I'm not. I would have kept Cody Clemens, and Brad Marsh should not be on this team, and Weston Wilson should not be on the major league team. I like. What are you thinking about? Cody Clemens is a better, and Brad Marsh is a left-hander. So, and he's probably not any better in the outfield than Cody Clemens is. Yeah, I would have kept Cody Clemens. So that was a mistake too. Yeah, Skeens is pitching tomorrow, as I said. I see somebody put it up here. That's not going to be easy for the Phillies. Can they beat him, facing him twice in just over a week? All right. Is Cowboy Jim there? Are we going to deal with this nonsense? All right. Let's go to Cowboy Loser Moron. Boy, your hair looks great today, genius. Looks great.
Look, well, Cowboy Jim is here to, help the show, because you gave Tony 4 chances. Why? Because he looks like Santa Claus?
Hey, wait a minute. You can't rip other people with hair like that. You have 2 strikes against you. You're a Cowboys fan, and at least do something to comb hair.
Great hair.
When you work, at least your hair is well kept. Let's put it down.
I just walked my 2 dogs for 2 hours. It's brutal out there. I'm not in an air-conditioned room.
You know what's
like
brutal? Watching the Cowboys for 17 games a year. That's what's brutal.
Let me tell you what's brutal. I showed a picture of you to a friend of mine. She said you look like Pierce Bronson. I go, I really threw up in my mouth when she said you look like Pierce Bronson.
Well,
give me a break.
Hey, listen, I'm a good-looking guy. Look at this. I'm a good-looking guy. What, are you kidding me? I'm a good-looking guy. Hey, okay. So here's a shot. You're up on the screen. I'm up on the screen. Who do people think is a better-looking guy? You, or me? And that's not even close. Not even close. Me. So,
yeah. Well, okay. I don't have a professional hair. Someone doing my hair.
Well, I don't have any makeup on, and I always comb my hair because I want to be presentable, and that's why I wear a suit or a sport coat on the air. And I wear shirts with cufflinks, as you see. So, just a little style. It's a little style and a little fashion. You've seen me for years. I always wear shirts with cufflinks. But here's the thing. All right, I got a question for you. Jerry Jones makes more money than any other team in the NFL. Well, he's not the best owner. Yeah, you got to. Most of the players on that team have never seen a Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl, but he makes more money than any other owner, yet he signs only 4 players to voidable years. That's the way, hey, if other teams are going to do it, if the Eagles are going to do it, and they're successful in what they do because they draft well. I don't know that the Cowboys have drafted well, but he's cheap. He's got to do it if he wants to compete.
Howard, you have to admit, he's very good at finding talent. He's very good at talent and keeping the talent there. Just like the Phillies, they overpay all these old men. But look at the NFL right now. You can't find the Steelers getting Aaron Rodgers, the Giants. I mean, it's so hard to find a good quarterback, somebody that can, get you to the playoffs. There's not a lot of Mahomes out there. So what are the teams supposed to do? You can't just get rid of Dak Prescott. He has had a winning record. He's got great numbers. Yeah, he's not good in the playoffs.
Oh, okay. Stop right there.
Jerry is spending his money, and then
stop. He has great numbers. When he gets a lot of his numbers, when the Cowboys are behind and it's I've seen it, and he gets more catch-up numbers than any quarterback in the NFL. Catch-up numbers because the defenses are playing a little softer, giving him stuff underneath. Dak Prescott is not a winner. I don't want to say he's a loser, but he's not a winner. You're never, ever, the Cowboys are never going to win a championship, never with Dak Prescott. And don't tell me how good Jerry Jones is with signing contracts. Do you think that was a good contract signing of Dak Prescott?
Absolutely. Absolutely. What else is out there? What else are we going to do?
You do?
What
are
else,
you that
what
big
else
a
is
moron?
out there? Do you think Mike
doesn't
Tomlin is
matter.
a moron? Do you think he's a moron? Do you think the Giants organization is?
Well, I think it was a combination of Tomlin in the front office. No, I think Aaron Rodgers probably has a better shot to win than Dak Prescott. It's just, but I think Aaron Rodgers is shot. Dak Prescott is not going to win. You are dope. You are clueless and a dope.
You don't think adding Pickens with CeeDee Lamb is going to help? You don't think that's
how did that work? How did that work for him in the past when they have all these wide receivers and then they get rid of them because it doesn't work?
Because in the last 20 years or so, the Green Bay Packers had the Cowboys number. Great years by the Giants defense had the Cowboys number. It just didn't work out. That's all. I mean, look at the Eagles. They went 57 years with nothing.
By the way, the fact that you ripped Tony calling him Santa Claus, and there's nothing wrong with Santa Claus because I have great pictures of me dressed up and would always go to see kids on Christmas Eve. Tony says you're delusional. You're delusional. You're not delusional.
You just like him because his beard is your same color.
You are dope. You are dope. The fact that you're worse than Sixers fans who drink the Kool-Aid. Jerry Jones is a nice man, nice guy, but a terrible owner because he involves himself too much with the personnel. That's why Jimmy Johnson left. He couldn't take it anymore. And, the coach this year is probably the best guy he's had since Jimmy Johnson.
We've had up and down years. We've had up and down years. You have to admit. I mean, it's not easy to win a championship. You know that. Mahomes is phenomenal.
We're not even talking about a championship.
Tom Brady's.
Dak Prescott doesn't.
Tom Brady's.
Dak Prescott doesn't even. Dak Prescott doesn't even win playoff games.
Dak Prescott beats the Eagles. He does. He beats the Eagles. And now
I'm talking about the playoffs. Wait a minute, those teams split every year. They usually split every year, and that's what they'll do again this year.
How does Lamar Jackson do in the playoffs? How does
who's going to win the opening? Okay. How is Dak Prescott going to do against the Eagles in the opening game?
I'm going to say Cowboys win 42-17.
Okay.
You want to bet another $100? Oh, of course, I do owe you $100.
You do owe me. Yeah, I'll tell you what. You can go double or nothing on your 100, and it's all for charity. Whoever gets the money, you won't get any money because now you're just trying to break even. Because I'm going to chase you down when you lose that game. I'm going to chase you down for that 200. Chase you down.
Okay, right. 007.
All right. 007. Have a nice weekend and comb your hair, will you?
Bye, loser.
Okay, see you later. Win a playoff game in a century. How can you say Dak Prescott, Ted Rhodes, win a playoff game in this century? Then we can talk. Dak Prescott is a joke as a winning quarterback. He's got catch-up numbers. But Jerry Jones doesn't sign. Hey, in the world, if the Eagles and other teams are not going to play in the spirit of the salary cap and sign players to voidable years, then other teams can do it too. So let other teams do it. But the Cowboys, who make more money than any team in the NFL, he just doesn't spend the money. He's stupid money on Dak Prescott. I see Brian says, "Where's Captain Cowboy?" He doesn't want any parts of me. Captain Cowboy wants no parts of me because he knows that the Cowboys are frauds as a championship team. I don't want to hear about Super Bowls because 95% of the players on that team don't even I don't even I don't even I don't even remember a Super Bowl for the Cowboys. They've never seen a Super Bowl for the Cowboys. All right, I want to play something else, and this is just, I've told you now for a couple of years, the 76ers could have had Tyrese Halliburton. Not only is he a great player, he's a great person. And I know him and spoke to him, and I've talked to people about him. Wonderful guy. He doesn't turn the ball over. He can shoot the lights out, and he did it again. How many games has he won in the playoffs for the Indiana Pacers? And he did it again in the opening game at Oklahoma City. At Oklahoma City, Indiana came back and win the game. Now, I think Oklahoma City, I would lay the number for the next game. I would lay that it's like 10 points, but I would still lay the 10 points because Oklahoma City is too good to let themselves go down 0-2 in a series with that game at home. I would lay the points. Just giving you a little heads up. I'm trying to help you out. And during the football season, by the way, I'll still have my picks. I'm not going to do it for the playoffs, for the NBA playoffs, because I don't think anybody really cares about betting them that much. But football season, we'll have our picks again on our website. Raise money for the 2 SPCAs, Brandywine Valley SPCA and Providence Animal Center. But here's a play in Tyrese Halliburton. This is like almost common stuff for Tyrese Halliburton. Let's go.
Jump shot. It's good. It's good. With 0.3 of a second remaining. Timeout, OKC. Tyrese Halliburton does it again.
Let me play that again, because he always finds a way to get a shot, which the Sixers players, a lot of them have trouble doing. Let's play it again.
Jump shot. It's good. It's good. With 0.3 of a second remaining. Timeout, OKC.
See, he started from the top of the key, which you didn't see there. He started from the top of the key, and he didn't take that shot. He was on it, but he makes a little move. Yes, see that? He makes a little move. He starts from almost the top of the key. He makes a little bit of a move, and you see the defender is now chasing and not in position to defend the shot. This guy is so good. Not only can he score, and he's a terrific shooter, he doesn't turn the ball over. This is not the first time that he's won a game with a last-second shot, and he can shoot. And it's unbelievable. I see Landon. I look and see this guy. Howard is super sexy. Well, I'm not. I just try to be, dress well and be presentable. Whatever the case may be. But back to Halliburton. Sixers could have had him. Sacramento would have traded Halliburton, and I forget who else was in the trade. It was the Ben Simmons trade. The Sixers gave up 2 first-round picks to get James Harden, which is a joke. How did James Harden work out? But Daryl Morey loves former Houston people, whether it's people in the front office, whether it's players, whether it's coaches. He loves former Houston Rockets people. I don't know what it is with him. He's got this love affair with Houston Rockets people. So he gets James Harden instead of Tyrese Halliburton. Now you tell me, who would you rather have had in a trade, Tyrese Halliburton or James Harden? Now, we know the answer to that question. We do know the answer to that question. It's just, it's pathetic. I mean, it's really kind of a joke. But the Sixers are just, it's so pathetic. I don't even care what they do with the 3rd pick in the draft. Whatever they do, you got Joel Embiid for 3 more years, and he's never going to be fully healthy. I would be shocked if he plays more than 40 games in a season. Paul George, he's back to doing podcasts. Wonderful. Thanks, Paul. Thanks for doing your podcast. Hey, how about playing more than 50-some games a year? How about doing that? Now that he got his $55.5 million a year for 3 more years, he doesn't care. This Sixers team has no chance to win. No chance to win. None. Yeah, and more. What was that, Joe? Okay. Um, but it's just they got no shot. They got no shot, and the fact that I mean, it's just a joke. The fact that Paul George just doesn't play games anymore, Joel Embiid doesn't. You're going to get um, Jared McCain back, but he can't play with Maxey at the floor in the same time because they're two small guards because they can't defend. It's a terrible, terrible organization. All right. So now that I've talked about things that are a problem, the Phillies, Bryce Harper, what's left on his contract is a problem. The fact that I pointed out, I don't care whether the Eagles sign players with voidable years, knowing they're not going to play. The team that has the money that does the worst job of it is the Dallas Cowboys. But I'm going to talk about something that was really, really nice yesterday, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that after I tell you again that my thanks to Stillwell Financial Advisors, because without them, I would feel, I'd feel like I'm missing something because I'm missing telling you that Jeff Stillwell will really and really can help you with your investments with Stillwell Financial Advisors. Jeff's a guy that knows what he's doing, really sharp. I've spoken to him a few times. He's a guy that explains it to you extremely well. Here's his number, 732-343-0813. Also, I want to talk about you want to build a pool. You want to have fun this summer. Piazza Property Pros. Even if you don't want to build, you already have a pool. They can help you with renovations. They can help you keep the upkeep of that pool, and with your landscaping. They do so much to make your home feel better and look better. 25 years of experience. They don't subcontract. They know what the heck they're doing. They really do, and they're really, really good people. Call for a free consultation, 610-566-2608. This is the time you want to get it done. Now, if you wait, you're going to have to wait because there's a lot of people that use their services because they're really, really good. 610-566-2608 or check them out on the internet, piazzaoutdoor.com. You want a car? I'm going to stop out today to Audi Westchester because I have fun. I have fun talking to the salespeople out there because they're all just, I talk to them. I've already gotten a couple of cars there. So you can too. And you can save $7,000 on any in-stock Q8. And if you have a home somewhere else that you want the car shipped, they can do that for you too. No tariffs. It's just great people. The vehicle's Audi is a really, really, really good vehicle. I'm telling you, it's comfortable. I love it. It's just, it's a really good car. I've been driving it for quite a few years now. I've been driving an Audi, and so I've gotten a couple of them. It's a good dealership, no pressure, sales environment. 1421 Wilmington Pike, and you can check them out. Audi Westchester. They have the largest selection of cars in the tri-state area because they're part of the Mainline Automotive Group. Check them out, AudiWestchester.com. That's AudiWestchester.com. You want to save money on your cable? You can do it by cutting the cord with Jason. Jason can help you save money, cut down less expensive internet service, streaming services. And streaming services are just as good as, actually, it's better than cable. Streaming services. If you have the proper TV, you can watch 4 different things on your TV at one time. You have a couple of homes, it's all the same bill, one bill. Jason can do it for you. Cut the cord. You'll see all the channels you would see with your cable, the local Philly pro games. Not that you want to watch the Phillies these days, but whatever the case may be, you do want to watch them, and you do want to watch your local teams. And Jason can do it and save you money. Save you lots of money. 215-801-5858. 215-801-5858. 5858. All right, I'm going to give a shout out. And I can't say enough about Ron Jaworski. I can't say enough. We know Ron as a former quarterback with the Eagles. I know Ron as a former quarterback with the Eagles and a wonderful person. The players, there's good players in today's game, but not like you're never going to find, I shouldn't say never. Brandon Graham's a great guy. There's still players out there that are really, really, really good people. And Ron Jaworski's one of them. He has a golf tournament every year. Yesterday was the 41st anniversary. It's the Ron Jaworski Celebrity Golf Challenge. Now he gets players out there, former players. Some of the guys that were there, which was, and Merrill Reese was honored yesterday. Mike Quick was there. Darwin Walker. I'm sorry, I didn't get to see Darwin Walker. Brandon Graham was there. But the players from the Eagles that were there, Cooper DeJean was there. Reed Blankenship was there. A couple of the coaches were there playing. Vic Fangio was there. Tyler Brown. Tyler Brown's going to be a special teams. He's an assistant with the special teams coach. And they really do a terrific job. And Tyler Brown is really, really good. But he was there yesterday. His father works as a coach with the Ravens. But Tyler's a very, very, very sharp guy. And someday he's going to run the special teams. He's going to be the special teams coordinator. And he's going to do it. But anyway, the shout out, it is probably this, and I'm telling you, there's the logo they use. Our youth is our future. These are earbuds that the gift pack for the players, and people pay, and it goes to, you see JYP at the bottom of that. JYP is Jaws Youth Partnership. And when I tell you, it's an excellent run tournament, well organized. They feed you well, breakfast, lunch, dinner for the people, two shifts in the morning. Luckily, I played in the morning. It was hot, but I'm sure it was hot in the afternoon. But everybody was out there. And it's probably, if it's not the best run charity tournament in the area, it's 1A. But I don't know. And there's some really good ones. There's some really, really good ones. This is top notch. And the gifts they give, it's just unbelievable to everybody that participates. They have, it looks like a picnic insulated bag, a backpack, big backpack, insulated if you're going on trips or picnics or whatever. It is terrific. And in there, you get a couple of golf shirts. I got headphones. I got the earbuds, and the earbuds that wrap around the ear. That's what these are. But and the earbuds are inside. It's unbelievable. It truly is unbelievable. Now I can't open it, but whatever the case, I wanted to show them to you. But it's the best. I can't say enough. And his coordinator, Trish, do an excellent job. So I really wanted to give them a shout out. 41 years he's been doing this golf tournament. I don't know the number and the millions that he's raised for youth in the area. It is, I'm sorry, I didn't see, Scott Fitzke was out there. I remember Scott Fitzke, who was former Penn Stater. And I'm sorry I missed Scott Fitzke. It's just really Dante Stallworth, who had travel problems getting back home, and he'll be on the show. He was supposed to be on today, but we'll have him on. It's just Brian Westbrook was there. I mean, it's just Irving Fryer was there. The fact that he gets the people out there, the fact that it's so well run, it's so organized, it's so good. River Winds, which is one of his golf courses. I can't say enough about the work that Ron Jaworski does for this golf tournament. His coordinator, Trish, who does an absolute excellent job. And it just, I'm going to try to find her last name. But Trish Corrado. I'm not sure I'm not pronouncing it correctly, Chris, or Trish, but you do an excellent job. You, Jaworski, and all the people that are working there. Excellent. Can't say enough. Thanks. I was a little hot, but I had fun. I enjoyed the people. It couldn't have been easier, and it couldn't have been better. And the guys I played with were really fun. It was terrific. Braden Mann was out there. Hey, let me just tell you something about Braden Mann. And one of the guys I played with could really hit the ball and hit the ball far. So there was a couple of long drive holes. Braden Mann won all the long drive holes. This guy is an athlete. The guy says he's a punter. I don't care. He's a punter. He and Jake Elliott are two of the best athletes on the Eagles football team. On the Eagles team, two of the best athletes. And Jake's a really good golfer and a really good athlete in a lot of sports. And Braden Mann can play golf. I have not played with him, but damn, he can. I was told by somebody that played with him, he can really play. He won the long drive, which pissed off the guy I was for a little while. Braden Mann, it's like 30, 40 yards longer, and this guy could hit it. It's just, but he was out there, and he had some fun too. Everybody had fun. Thanks to Ron Jaworski. Thanks to the Jaws Youth Partnership for the help that they give to kids in this community. Another great job on your 41st annual Ron Jaworski Celebrity Golf Tournament. Can't say enough good things. And thanks to you. Oh, I got to give you a question. You submit both questions. Now, when I had Mike Quick on the other day to win a pair of Oakley sunglasses, valued at about $200. So I included both shows. The question from Wednesday's show is, what player did Mike Quick criticize on his broadcast that didn't talk to him ever again? That's the first part of one of the questions. The question today, and this is easy. Who did I say was the worst at trying to beat the system like the Eagles and some other teams do with beating the salary cap? Who did I say was the worst based on who they are and what they are? That's an easy question. Who did I say? Answer both of them correctly. We'll select from the winning answers. They have to have both correct. The winning answers, we'll select, have it your entry by Monday night at midnight, this Monday, June 9th. And Wednesday, we'll announce our winner of the pair of Oakley sunglasses. Thanks to Oakley for donating the sunglasses too. Fred Shaughnessy, I see, and Fred won a pair of sunglasses. I saw him at the course I belong to, Commonwealth National. Absolutely excellent golf course. Excellent. It's in great shape. The people are great. Everything about that golf course is terrific. And the members are really, really good members. And Fred, I don't know if you were a member or you were just out there with a member. And Fred says, wow, 41 years of raising millions of dollars for such great causes. It sounds like a great golf tournament. It is fun. That course is in great shape, but River wins and Jaworski owns it and the food's really good. But I met Fred I went out to hit some balls. I think it was on Wednesday, last Wednesday. And it was either Tuesday or Wednesday. I went out and I saw Fred out there playing some golf. So, and he won a pair of Oakley sunglasses. But Fred, thank you. And thanks to everybody that listened to the show. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you again on Wednesday night. And thanks to our partners. Thanks to Jeff Stillwell Financial Advisors. Thanks to all of you. And Ron Jaworski, you are a treasure in this Philadelphia area for what you do and who you are. Thank you too. Have a great weekend, everybody.